Thank you for tuning in to the Miss Blue Radio Show. How is everyone doing out there? Thank you if you're tuned in. If not, once the video is edited, it will be up on all my social media. Today, I have a very special guest, Lenny from Logic Management Services. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
You know what? I'm doing pretty good. I cannot complain.
Well, that's always a good thing.
Yes, now I will say that I'm continuing with my wine drinking. My Rockets had me on edge last night.
Yeah, that was as close as it can get. I mean, you can't get no closer.
I'm talking about, yes, you would have thought, Lenny, that I played that game 7 because after the hooping and hollering and screaming and yelling and cussing, after I think it was like around 11:20, I just went to bed. I was tired.
That's good sports. That's what good sports does. It get your adrenaline rush.
Yes, I'm just like, man. So, Lenny, you have a lot of things going on.
Trying to stay busy.
Yes, and you can't beat that. Tell people where you're from.
Well, originally, I'm from New York City, but I've relocated down here to Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay. Atlanta seemed to be like the gimme place to go, like when it comes to entertainment.
I mean, it's Black Hollywood, so
I've heard that.
yeah, Jermaine Dupri and them put it on the map. T.I., Jeezy, everybody, Gucci carried on tradition, and then Tyler Perry came, built that huge. It's like a huge movie studio and everything he got out here. So it works out. It works out.
Yes. Now, you know what? That's dope. I would love to. I have visited Atlanta before, but I would love to go back out there and come across Tyler Perry Studios because I haven't seen it since it's been built. I know it's been built.
It's not inside the city. It's probably like 30 minutes, maybe 45 minutes outside the city.
Okay. That's pretty cool though.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So you are a music management service, or what does your business
Okay. So I'm a management service and a business consultant. So basically, I'm trying to help people get their career rolling as far as their promotion, as far as their branding, making sure they know what's going on as far as copyright, publishing. So I'm like a business consultant / manager. I'm trying to make sure they got the right things going on. A lot of people don't know the business. A lot of people got talent, but they don't know the business.
And they don't. They really
don't. And that goes for models. That goes for authors. It goes for a lot of people, not just music artists.
Yeah, that's true. Especially with artists, and then and sometimes artists have the money to do big things, and they trust the wrong person, and so their money has been wasted. Do you talk to them about that? That is true.
Oh yeah, I let them know from the beginning. You're gonna get what you put in, but you also have to make the right decisions, and you have to invest in yourself. A lot of people don't want to invest in themselves. They want to cut corners. They think once they leave the studio, that because I also studied your profile and seen what you about, and I see you are multi-faceted as far as business go. Yeah. So I'm like, you definitely know what I'm talking about, but a lot of people don't.
So my next question is, how did you get rooted into the music management? Like what books, did you read any books? Did someone show you some game? What made you say, hey, this is what I'm going to do? I'm going to help artists out and give advice and be not a legal counsel, but learn the business.
Yeah, like a consultant. Exactly. I was an artist. So in my younger days, I was a rap artist. I was a recording artist. And I couldn't understand why this person gets this percentage as far as, your management, and why the record label was getting so much, and why, just the whole thing, video directors, producers, I just needed to know where the money was going. You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So I realized. I had to get in tune with the business.
Right. So what did you learn as far as like being an artist? Like, cause like you said, it's like sometimes we start off as an artist and then
transition.
we get, but let's be honest, sometimes we didn't make the right decisions always either, right?
True, true. You learn from your mistakes, definitely.
Facts.
Definitely. It's all a learning experience. But the thing is, that's what I tell people. You got to be willing to learn to get into this game. It's not going to come easy. You're not going to do one interview and that's it. You're not going to get one magazine artist spotlight and that's it. You're not going to perform at one club and that's it. So this is a process and you got to be willing to invest that time and you got to be willing, like you said, to soak up that game. If you're not going to soak up the game, people are going to say, okay, you creative, but just sign here. They're going to basically treat you like a commodity. They're going to tell you to sign here, and then you're going to find out what's going on months later, years later, when it's time to file your taxes, when you're trying to figure out how come 10 million got made and you only made half a million. You know, you gotta be willing to soak the game up.
Absolutely. And what about some of these artists that get these contracts and then you ask them? I've seen interviews where some artists don't even know what they signed, who they're signed to. And
Exactly.
what about some of the deals that they get where they don't even get money? They get a car instead. What do you think about stuff
Yeah.
like that? My
I mean,
co-host.
in this era, that shouldn't happen. In this era, because we have the information at our fingertips. You know, it's almost like when you're talking to your kids or your nephews or something, and you say, listen, you got a smartphone in your hand. You can Google that. So at this point, people should have seen enough, documentaries on different artists and just do your homework. Like if you're gonna get involved in the music business, remember the two words. You make music, but it's a business. It's being sold, it's being consumed, millions, billions are being made. You want to make sure you're gonna get your cut.
Yes, I totally agree. Buck B say dropping gems right now.
Oh
Chris
yeah.
Note says giving you the 100 because what you're saying is real. So if
Oh
you
yeah.
have an artist that you're working with, right, and they
Hmm.
get proposed a deal, are you going into the record? I mean, in the record label to the record label with your artist? I mean, what do you do? Because a lot of the artists don't even know how to talk out their own deals.
Well, I'm definitely the type
With
of
that,
person that wants to strategize, meaning I want to get the paperwork and then me and the artist or the model or the author, whoever it is, sit down first and we have a game plan so that we know what we're going to negotiate and what we're going to accept rather than you hand us some papers and we just start talking. No, we're not going to do that. We're going to say thank you for the offer. We appreciate it. And we're going to set up another meeting. And then we're going to proceed from there. And then I'm going to sit down with them and we're going to sit down with legal counsel and we're going to say, okay, this is what's in your favor. This is what we definitely need to negotiate. So we're on the same page. You don't want to be in there over talking each other. They're looking at you like, what's going on? So you just want to
right.
have the understanding.
Absolutely, because I think especially if one of your artists did was proposed a record deal, I would hope that in the meeting that they were kind of quiet and let you do the talking, because
People
sometimes
don't understand that sometimes,
are you
that you have
serious?
to let your management, your lawyers, your accountants, this is what you're paying these people for. Why are you trying to argue them down? They went to school, they got certified, they got degrees, they have experience, and then
Right.
you're trying to tell them, no, that's not right. No, I don't like it. You get what you negotiate. As an artist, as a model, as an author, even me, you get what you negotiate. You don't get what you deserve, quote unquote. You get what you negotiate.
Absolutely. Black Cavi says logic. I think that might be someone you know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. My people tuning in. Definitely,
Yeah.
if I'm involved in something, I'm going to promote it because I'm helping any person I'm involved with. If we're doing business today, then I'm going to promote you 100 today. We're doing business for a month. I'm going to promote you. I'm going to promote you as it's supposed to be. Like I've put artists in front of me. I could have probably thousands more followers, way more things accomplished, but I've put in money for people to do videos. I've put in money for people to go see lawyers. And that's not technically my job, but I like to try to look out for people. And I realize that sometimes you have to put yourself in the same position you're trying to put other people in. Because managers play the background, business consultants play the background, but I have to put a face to my brand so that people recognize who I am. You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely. I think with me doing this because it's crazy because we chatted and I briefly told you some of the things I did
Oh
and
yeah.
so I know how the management and kind of goes to it, with it. And it's kind of hard because you can't tell artists enough that a manager job is just as hard because you're the one that have to connect with the people to tell them about
Exactly.
this artist. They think
Exactly.
I'm rapping, I'm on the stage,
I'm
I'm
hot.
it's the ego.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But your job is hard because you got to connect, you got to fly out, and people won't mess with an artist unless you say, "I vouch for him."
Exactly.
Am I
Exactly. That's
right?
why I tell them. Let's say I spoke to 100 people. They might only find out about 10 or 15 of them because I got to weed out the opportunities that make sense, that
Mm-hmm.
are in their budget, are at the point of the career that they're at. Because a lot of people are going to say, well, what have you done? What's your resume in this game? Who do you know? Who's co-signing you?
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying? They don't understand that. You got to talk to 100 people to get 10 deals done, 5 deals done.
That's true. I was
So,
looking at this comment. Crystal Noel, hell yeah, he always reposts my music. You getting so much love.
yeah, that's because I keep it 100 with people. A lot of people like to use that term, but I keep it 100 with people. I tell them straight up, this is what we're trying to do. If that's what you want to do, cool. Let's do it together. But if you got other plans, cool. I'm not meeting you the first day trying to throw a contract in your face. But then what happens with people, you do a lot for them and they still don't understand your worth. So you have to find that medium of looking out for people, helping people, and being smart business wise. Like, I mean, you can't take somebody to the ocean, build the boat, and then watch them sail away. So, you have to do a little bit for them to show you what you can do. But then it's business at the end of the day.
Absolutely. So how do you weed out the I hate to say necessarily in a situation like this fake, but the ones that deserve it and the ones that you just feel like I'm not wasting my time with.
I kind of base it on each individual because obviously you can't get a jaded view of saying like, oh, these people wasting my time or whatever, because
Right.
they might feel the same way. You got to listen to their experiences, you got to listen to their opinions, and you got to kind of see, are they focused? Meaning like, are they really determined to do this? I understand we all got bills, we all got families, but you got to dedicate to this. This is not a game. This is not something that you can, oh, I'm gonna be an artist this month, but then I'm gonna take 2 months off and then, expect people to be right there, ready to go all over again. You can't do that. It's like you got to be on this. It's got to be part like your job. You go there a
Right.
certain time every day. They expect 40 hours a week out of you. They expect you to be on time. They expect you to be professional. Same thing. I expect you to be on time. I expect you to communicate and let me know what's going on. And if you don't like something, speak up. We adults. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? So you don't have to like it, but let me know so we can work it out.
And that makes sense. You ain't saying nothing but facts.
Hmm.
Um, T Boogie says Logic been in the game since we were kids. Um, this
Yeah,
S
started
Star.
off as an artist.
So I have to check out her YouTube channel. Looks like Suwaney YouTube channel.
Yeah, yeah. These are all artists that, like I said, I've worked with a lot of people. Like, I put people on my story all the time, everything. Like, I try to help people any way that I can. But like I tell people, to get what you want to say, that dedication from me, you got to be with the team. You get what I'm saying? Like I can look out, I could throw you a look here and there, but come on now, I can't be dedicating to you 40 hours a week like it's my job, and my job pays my bills, and you don't even know if you want to really be a part of what I got going on or not. You just want to see what I'm about. You get what I'm saying? I'm
Right.
sure you go through that a lot too. So
Yeah, and you know what? It's like we had the same type of business attitude in mind when it comes to that stuff because I tell people all the time, I cannot want it more than you do.
there you
I'm
go.
not going to baby you. I'm not going to say, hey, you never got back with me. Hey, you didn't do this. You want it, you go out there and you're going to hustle to get it. And I
100%.
think, I don't know, maybe you probably can help clear that. But on the management, and I've seen a lot of artists say, I got a manager, like y'all supposed to do everything for me. I just get, be pretty and go perform. Do you get a lot of that? Like
I
thinking you're
do.
supposed to do everything?
I definitely get a lot of that. And I think artists sometimes, authors, models, sometimes they think they have to do nothing but be creative. And the problem is, if that's what you want to do, you got to understand a person's going to want a huge cut because they're doing all the work, all
Right.
the research. There's trademarking that goes into this. There's copyright that go into this. There's publishing that go into this. There's so many negotiating with different people. You get what I'm saying? As far as your
Right.
videos, as far as your photography, as far as anything, just this interview that me and you did, we discussed this and now we're putting it into action. So people don't understand how much goes into this.
Again, my co-host, you can't see him, but he's clapping his hands because it's a hard job. It's very stressful, especially when you're dealing with egos. And I think
Oh
a
yeah.
lot of artists have egos, like they already Kanye in their head, and it doesn't work like that.
The thing is, I want you to have an ego as far as your creativity, as far as your skill level, as far as your worth. But I also need that same attitude when it's time to grind, when it's
Uh,
time to do the work. Like, don't get me wrong. You could be the hottest, you could be the prettiest, all that. It's no problem. Feel like that. But when it's time to put the work in, I need that same attitude. I need that head up. I need that voice to be loud. I need you to be giving it your all. Not, I look good, I'm doing my thing. No, in your mind, you're doing your thing. You have to prove to the crowd. You have to prove to the crowd, and you got to prove to the people that you're doing your thing.
that is so true. No, that's the right attitude, or should be the right attitude. And hopefully if they listening in, they'll see that.
Oh yeah.
Black Cavi, thank you. He says quality interview. I knew he was
Well,
gonna
you got to
drop.
thank the host. You got to thank the host for that.
Oh, you know what? But I say my show is good to have a great personality, being a radio host, but it's even better to have guests that come on, know what they want to talk about, strong-minded, do their research, and that actually does make the show better. So that's
Hey,
good.
I
And people,
appreciate it. I
so what?
appreciate it.
Oh, no problem. What are or who are some of the artists that you are working with, if you don't mind, just throwing a couple of names out there? I saw
Okay,
some
so
on the internet.
yeah, like that's my thing. Like I've come across like so many people who are talented. Like I said, I've worked with Mr. K Bands, I've worked with SR Flame, I've worked with my other partner, Cal Heartshock. So it's like I've worked with several people, these young ladies, the real Eastland. So it's like I've worked with multiple people and they're all at different stages, obviously, in their career. And that's why I tell them, you can't judge your career off no one else. You just got to make sure that you are setting goals and you're accomplishing them. So whether that's having this many songs done, this many videos done, getting your copyright done, getting your logo done, just you have to set goals and you have to plan this out so that things could go the way you need them to go.
Absolutely. And do you work
Yeah.
with people from artists from out of town?
Yeah, I don't have no problem with that because nowadays you got Zoom, you got so many mediums to communicate with people. You get what I'm saying? So it's all about the communication, especially when it comes to management and any type of talent. That's why I say it doesn't matter if you're a model, doesn't matter if you are an author, it doesn't matter what you're doing. You could be a radio personality and you trying to extend your profile now. You get what I'm saying? Get into different markets, promote your show in different areas and regions. There's
Mm-hmm.
nothing wrong. That's why I say it's so many people that I work with that I work with magazine people. I work with people that's producing, web series and different things. It's so much going on out here that people can get involved with. Like I told them, you could be part of a soundtrack. You could be doing so much. You have to not just say, oh, I'm gonna record my 5 songs, put out this EP, that's it. Like the EP is not gonna just work itself. You gotta put visuals out. And once you put the visuals out, you gotta promote the visuals. You can't just say, I got 6,000 followers, I got 10,000 followers. It's not enough. It's not enough. You got to constantly get people to like it, to comment,
Mm-hmm.
to repost it. It's a lot that goes into support. People don't understand that.
Oh my goodness. We talk look, when I say literally, it just that word is brought up all the time on this show. We talked about support. I've heard this
Support.
word maybe 4 or 5 times since we've been doing it at this location. Like whether it's support from family, friends, fans, support, whatever the case. And
Oh
so
yeah.
you're saying something that everybody needs to like really focus in on.
Oh yeah.
We have to support. We have to support each
Support.
other. we also, like you're saying, Logic, we also have to work our ass off so that somebody will want to support you and say, hey, she's just not sitting around being sorry just because she has 6,000 followers. She's working. I'm gonna
Exactly.
support her and show her love. So
Exactly.
what you're saying is very important.
And people have to understand the word business. So let's say you just doing something as a hobby. That means you're doing it out of your pocket and you're not looking for money, I'm assuming, because it's a hobby. But once you start saying you want to get in the music business, now people have to pay. This is going to end up on Apple Music. This is going to end up, in different places where they have to consume it. They have to become customers now and support you financially, buy your merch, whatever it is. So now you have to show them that this is not just a hobby. You can compete with anybody that they already financially support.
You know what? I'm telling you, it's like I be trying not to preach, but you just hitting on so many things. It's like I remember someone told me years ago, and I thought it was just crazy, like far fetched. It was like when it comes to like doing music and fans and stuff, or even just being an actress, there you got Angela Bassett, you got
Mm-hmm.
Kimberly Elise, you got Nicki Minaj, you got Megan Thee Stallion, and it's like people say, I already have a budget to buy my favorite artist, right? Why do
Okay.
I want to? Why do I want to buy her music? Why do I want to buy his
Exactly.
music? That's going to take away from my budget. I only support a few people. Oh, you go to their page and they always working and grinding, and it's like, I'll support them just because they grind.
Because they're winning. People love to see someone winning. You have to show them that you are relentless. Like Houston is about to catch on. Los Angeles about to catch on. New York about to catch on. Miami about to catch on. Atlanta about to catch on. Philly about to catch on. Chicago. You got to show them that you're not just sitting at your house. This is not your hobby. This is a business. This is what you do. You perform. You put out, quality material. This is not a game. This is what you
Right.
do. And they'll catch on. Then I'm not saying they're going to catch on this week, but it's okay because you're going to keep working at different people. That's why I said you got to be working your stuff in different places, not just, oh, I'm just going to get my hometown. And when they love me, then I worry about Atlanta. Then I worry about Houston. Then I worry about Los Angeles. You can't do that. You got to use the internet. This is worldwide.
Definitely. And look, I'm from Houston, and to see Travis Scott do it, I'm still like sometimes like, how did he do it? And guess what he did? He utilized the hell out of social media and the internet. So he
You have to.
bypassed all of that. So you're
You
right.
have
You got
to.
to take advantage of that. Some of these comments, SR Flames, that's the number one thing. Support. Amen. J Will, Trill Talk. That's right. Fire emoji saying everything that we saying is right. Yeah, like
Oh yeah.
I try to tell people to tune into my shows and my guests because I really interview like people that drop knowledge and information like you do. And you're a
Oh yeah.
management service. People gonna want to know,
Oh
hey,
yeah.
who is Lenny?
They
Can
got to
you
come to the page. They got to come to the page. If they want to talk, they come to the page. It's right here where my name is at, so they can add me on Instagram, and if they serious, if I see what they working with and I see that they ready to go, we can make something happen. Even if it's just me helping them promote their product. They don't have to be my artist under contract, but obviously, we're going to negotiate and figure out, okay, you want to do this much promotion, you're trying to get radio play, you're trying to get artist spotlights. What are you trying to do? I can hook you with anybody you need to get to, but I need to know what your plan is.
Okay, so that was good that you mentioned that because that was going to be my next question. If someone asks, if someone wants to work with you, what would be your requirements? But you just answered that perfectly. So
Oh yeah.
y'all heard it, okay?
Yeah, yeah. Don't if you're not serious and you're not going to invest in yourself, don't follow me. Don't even get in my DMs. I mean, you can follow obviously and see what the
Yeah.
campaign is doing and see what the movement is doing. So I shouldn't say don't follow me, but don't DM me and you're not ready to invest in yourself and make this transition.
Absolutely, because it's not the business, the entertainment business alone is not for the weak at heart.
Whew,
They
I've
will
seen so
rip
many people
you
get their
alive.
dream crushed. crushed. Like they think they're the hottest. They think they can't be stopped. They get on that stage, that crowd is not moving, and they're like frozen. They just like, I can't believe this. The only three people that's going crazy are the three people I invited here. You have to convince them that you're a good artist.
You have to be believable. That's right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You're selling an image. You're selling a successful, talented image. So you can't get up there and underperform. Do your sound checks. You can't show up 3 minutes before the show. You got to do a sound check. It's just professional. People got to be professional if you want to do this on a business level. If it's your hobby, cool. Keep grinding out and, going to the studio, making songs for you and whoever else. That's cool. But if you want to do business, you got to be willing to go all the way and take criticism. Everybody not going to like it. You might think it's the hottest single and it might not be. So you got to be willing to take that criticism.
You know what? Absolutely. Because I can tell you now, like when it comes to like performing, and even for me, we just accidentally do this. And I don't think people do it intentionally, but I know when I see someone perform, I think of like Summerfest and them being on stage. Like, could this person be on stage with Lil Uzi Vert or, Travis Scott? You know what I'm saying? So that's why you have to make sure as an artist, you are, whatever you're doing is believable and you're connecting.
And people got to practice. Like once you make the song, you need to practice. Like you need to, I don't care if you are in your bedroom in front of the mirror, you need to have a mic and you need to practice. See what you look like. Record yourself performing and see what you're really doing. Don't just think I'm just going to get up there and just wing it. This is not, you don't want to do that. That's all I'm going to say. That's not a good idea to just wing it. Practice.
Absolutely.
And record yourself. Record yourself so you can actually see what you look like performing this song.
I agree. And someone said, someone is laughing. They say, no nonsense. Black Cabbie.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
But yeah, I appreciate everybody tuning in. I definitely, like I said, I've been on your YouTube for your radio show and you as an artist. So, I definitely see why you know exactly what I'm talking about. I see you've been putting that work in for a while, and this is not, you understand the game. You can always tell when somebody understands the game. And I'm glad you have the talent. You got the look, you got the personality. And I always see you interacting on your Instagram and stuff like that. So it's like, you understand the game. That's why I said, I was like, yeah, she going to do big things, whether she choose to do radio, be an artist, whatever, you got this. You just got to keep on doing it. And, it's going to get where it got to get. Like I said, Atlanta, Los Angeles, Miami, New York, you just got to keep pushing it there.
I appreciate you. And just like, I won't say that I always had that attitude. I had artist development with the super producer. This man got his own star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Wow. See, artist development is wow. They don't even do that anymore. Labels don't even do that anymore.
Which I really feel like they should, because this was like so many years ago, but I had that attitude like artist development. Please, you're not talking to me. And then when I got it, it was like, he literally, I feel like sometimes he would purposely break my ego apart just to build it back, to let me know you got to get out of that mentality. Like you're already somebody that nobody knows.
Exactly.
Own head. You're your worst enemy with that attitude.
Exactly.
So I had stuff taken from me, interviews canceled because I wasn't ready. I mean, it was crazy, but I wish that more artists went through artist development, and then it wouldn't be like a circus on social media.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. Back when labels did do artist development, there wasn't, people just did radio. So, and TV, obviously they wanted to get the BET, they wanted to get the MTV, but they mostly did radio. So it was mostly about the way they speak, is making sure that they're articulating themselves and explaining, I got to promote the project. I have to make sure I don't talk about something that, it's just totally going to ruin my image or make people look at me a certain way. So they practice the interviews with the artist. So now it's kind of like, okay, We seen you on YouTube. You got this many views. They set up a meeting with you, and bam, it's like you just out there.
Right.
So that's why I'm saying there's no media training, there's no artist development. It's just he's got something, we want to capitalize off of it. We got to get it out to the masses, and boom, it's off to the races. And that's why you get people that make it, like a Travis Scott or a little Uzi Vert. But there is thousands and thousands of people who got 100,000 views, whatever, and we never heard of them.
That's true. And why do you think that's the case, though? Because I do find that puzzling that there are artists that's not known and that they are actually verified and you've never heard of them before, never heard their music anywhere.
I think it's the network. It's your management. It's your team. It's like, what is the plan? That's what I'm saying. You got to have a plan. Are you trying to get exposure? Are you trying to get a joint venture? Are you trying, like, what is your goal? You get what I'm saying? Are you trying to just keep dropping singles? Are you an artist that want to drop an EP, an album? Some people just want to make singles, which is fine because you can make money from touring. You can make money, obviously, iTunes and all the streaming services. And so it's just, how do you want your career to go? That's why I say I need people that have a vision for their career. Like, what are you trying to do? Because if I got to tell you what you got to do, then that doesn't make you a business person. It makes you an artist because you know how to create, but it doesn't make you a business person. You know, people love to talk about business. Oh, I need half my money. I need this. Okay, are you doing all those jobs that those people are doing? Are you a publicist? Are you a manager? Are you a lawyer? Are you an accountant? You get what I'm saying? Like, are you doing these other positions? These people got to get paid. I mean, it's a business. You know, like, people love to argue about money and be like, oh, if I make $1 million, I need to see half of it. Okay. How are you going to see half of it if the government is going to get 40% of it? You get what I'm trying to say? Like, how could you get half of it? So that's 90% of it. The manager got to get paid. The publicist got to get paid. The lawyer got to get paid. The accountant got to get paid. The video director got to get paid. The dancers got to get paid. It's so many people involved in the business. I don't think people understand that part of it. They just understand the creative part of it. I write, I go to the studio, I lay it down, and we off.
And that's not how it works.
And that is definitely not how it works. It might work like that creatively, but once you create, now you have to get it to the masses. How are 1 million people going to see it? How are 100,000 people going to see it? How are you going to get booked for a show in Houston or Atlanta or Miami? You got to get it to the people.
Absolutely. And do you also book shows as well, or do you go through someone else?
I work with booking agents. Yeah, I work with booking agents. And I mean, I've done it. I have booked shows for people. So, but I mostly work with promoters, booking agents. You know, I try not to, I don't want to limit somebody by trying to do too many jobs at one time. So I try to involve other people so that their career can keep progressing.
Well said. So with you running your management service and doing a lot of different things in the area of music and just covering so many different things, what are your own personal goals that you want to set or that you have set for yourself?
Definitely building my brand, which is Logic Management Services. So I got my own merch. I wear my own merch.
Where can they find the merch at? Like, what's the site?
Well, right now I'm actually doing it mostly through my own Instagram. So nice. they can comment, DM, and I give out wristbands with my shirt. When they order the shirts, I give them the wristband. It's got my All About Business slogan on the other side. I got window stickers that you put on your car or whatever. Like, I'm all over the place with it. I'm branding.
Hey, I don't think people really understand about that, how serious that branding is. I'm so big on like branding, logos, and all of that.
Oh yeah, I see your logo. I seen your logo with you with the mic and everything. Oh yeah, I told you I do my homework.
Yes, I would change. Like if sometimes I look from like an artist standpoint, and then that's something that I'm working on, and I say, oh, I would like that. I would like to do it. Like it appeals to me. But then if you're running a business, then you don't want to really cross how you like something that you would like might not go good for a business. You got to think
Yeah,
about professional people, like if they would like that. And so I had
exactly.
to change my logos a couple of times, but we learn, it's a learning lesson.
Oh yeah, this game is all about learning. If you're not willing to learn, you're gonna make a lot of enemies because people are not gonna want to deal with you. They're gonna be like, this person is way too arrogant and this
Mhm.
person is way too obnoxious and they don't know what they're talking about. Like they have talent, but I don't want to work with them.
Yep. And I've
That's why
seen
I
it
tell people it's a give and take.
absolutely. So with this COVID going on, I know for a lot of people it stopped so many different things, and the creative process has been a little bit challenging. But what are
Oh
you
yeah.
doing at like what's next after this COVID? Like you flying out anywhere or
Oh,
concerts
definitely.
put together?
Definitely. I've taken a few flights during this COVID. I've been safe. I've been sanitized and masked up. But it's like you're right. It's so much business that you've had to do on Zoom, and just I tell people make sure you are taking care of business. Since you can't just be out there like that, make
Mhm.
sure you are taking care of the business, the copywriting, the publishing, the trademarking. Make sure you writing, make sure you setting up photo shoots. You can be safe. You and the photographer obviously not going to be within a foot of each other. You know what I mean? Like you got to still be taking care of things. You can shoot a video. You can be creative and still produce material during
Right.
this quarantine. And you have the internet. This is not the 90s. This is not the early 2000s where you didn't have these mass platforms. You got TikTok, you got Snapchat, you got Instagram, you got so much at your disposal that if you're not using social media during this quarantine and during this COVID, then you really don't want this. You don't want this.
I agree. I agree. Definitely. Because I don't know how the Tony B's, like Tony Braxton is what I'm saying when I say Tony B's of the
Oh,
world did
okay.
back then. They didn't have this big social media. It's a lot of celebrities probably still struggle because they didn't have that back then. Like we really saw you at a concert, or we heard your
Exactly.
music on the radio, and we connected with you somehow, which is a little strange because we didn't really know them like that. But it
You know
just
what
goes
they did a lot? In
what
stores. Remember the in stores when they would come to the music store and you would buy the CD and everybody would line up so that they could sign the CD
you are
and sign
absolutely.
posters.
I went to a
That's
few of
the
them.
only time. Think about it. If they weren't performing, that was the only time you really got to see them.
That's so crazy. I did not think about that. I remember being one of the kids standing in line and getting an
Hmm.
autograph signed and taking a picture or hugging somebody. And yeah, or
That
I
was
know,
everything. That was
yeah,
everything back then.
you're right. And we had the George R. Brown Convention Center, which we still have it. But back then, they used to have really huge music events where the celebrities or up and coming stars would come out and they would do a music release, sign release party. So
Hmm.
that's cool. I might want to start doing that when, even though,
Yeah.
because we
Yeah,
don't.
you got to do meet and greets. You have to do meet and
Yeah,
greets. You can't just people can't just see you when you're performing. They got to see you. It can be organized. Obviously, you want everything to be organized. You want to make sure
right.
that you have some merch there, whether it's posters, whether it's stickers, whether it's anything. But you got to have something for the people to support. Like we want to support, and then they meet you and they get their pictures with you and all that, and that's even better for you because now they're gonna be tagging you in the pictures, and that's more promotion.
That's
It's like
fact.
you got to think like a business. I tell people the creative part is cool. I would never knock that because I was a rapper. You get what I'm saying? So I
Mhm.
understand that part. But this is the music business. So you got to be thinking all the time, okay, how can I get this further? How am I going to get this to Houston? How am I going to get this to Miami? How am I going to get this to Las Vegas? How am I going to get this to New York? You get what I'm saying? There's plenty of people on YouTube. What's going to make them watch your video over somebody else's if they've never heard of you. But if they keep hearing your name, they keep seeing stickers and shirts, and they're like, wait a minute, I got to go check this out. I got to see what this is about. And if you got that quality material, once they hear you, you got them.
Okay, y'all heard it. That's dope. Drop some gems tonight.
Game. I'm gonna give you the game.
I love it when the artists get that game, because like sometimes even if you're talking to a manager, they are not as personable, so they don't really want to tell you a lot, but it's good to have someone like you come in and like really let these artists know, like, bro, this just not gonna work like that.
Oh, it just don't work like that.
Yeah, it don't. So
and you can't do everything. That's why you need managers. That's why you need people to shoot your videos. That's why you need somebody sometime, like if it's a female, to have a choreographer or something. Like, you have to have people to help you get it where it needs to be. So people pay for your, pay to see you. See, that's the difference. You're trying to get people to buy the music. You're trying to get people to come see you at a club and pay $20 to get in or whatever. So now that's different from YouTube. They're seeing it for free on YouTube. Right. But when they got to go in their pocket now and buy your shirt for $20, and they got to pay $20 at the door to come see you perform, now they got to know it's worth it.
Hello.
So I tell people the YouTube view is easier than you think because it's free. They ain't paying for it. So imagine if you're struggling to get them to watch it for free, how are you going to get them to pay $20 to come in the club, or pay $20 to get the shirt, or the poster, or the calendar? It's so many ways that you can promote, but people just have to think like that.
Right.
So there's nothing wrong with being creative, but you need other people around you to help you turn it into good business.
Mm-hmm. That's true. So, Lenny, is there anything that we didn't touch up on?
I mean, we covered a lot. Oh, yes. I just want to make sure I say congrats to the Rockets for y'all making it. Now y'all got to go against them Lakers. We'll see how that goes. And thank God that the hurricane didn't do a lot of damage out there. So I'm happy for y'all on that.
Thank you. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we bypassed that, but it's still scary because we still not out the clear yet. I think we got hurricane season till
it's been rough.
Till November out here. So I'm just crossing my fingers. Yeah.
Houston is definitely a place that I'm glad it became a major market. You know what I mean? Like, there was a time where if you wasn't in New York or Los Angeles, it was like, who are you? But now it's good to see that Miami is the scene. Houston is the scene. Atlanta is the scene. You get what I'm saying? Like, Chicago has a scene. It's good to see good music and stuff just coming from everywhere versus where it was just East Coast, New York, and West Coast, Los Angeles. You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely. That's a lot of the pioneers out here in Houston. We have a lot of respect for, because we like to say that they put Houston on the map. Like you said, I don't know why a lot of us were skipped over, but it's always been talent. It's still talent. So yeah, most definitely a good look to see Atlanta. And especially I always have good things to say about Atlanta because I used to visit them a lot. And I remember just one of my favorite pastimes was when I went out there for the very first time, and I had a bunch of CDs in my hand. And like you said, I never fly and I never go nowhere without my promo gear, because then I feel like it's a trip that I wasted my time on. So if you're going to a different state and flying, have some promo gear, some merch, have some. So I had all that. Do you know that I sold out in a matter of maybe 5 minutes? Wow. And I might be staying at night. There was a flea. They were having a little party outside or something of one of the flea markets in Buckhead, I think is where I was at. And I could not keep the CDs, and it was like, hey, how much is that? I was like, it's just $5. I mean, some people bought 3, 4, 5. It was
That's
crazy.
A good problem to have. That's a great problem to have.
Like, Atlanta really showed Miss Blue love. Like, I really felt appreciated. I was like, damn, like, I need to come out there more often.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I can't wait till everything, or some stuff is open, but when the scene is really safe, That's what we'll say.
Oh
It's
yeah.
open. Some of the stuff is open, but I wouldn't say it's 100% safe, because if you watch videos, a lot of people don't have no mask on. So it's like you got to be careful
Oh.
how you're moving. But
Ooh, okay.
yeah, definitely can't wait, till it opens back up and it gets back to the full steam ahead like it was. So hopefully 2021, because we're already in September. So
I'm wiping the imaginary sweat off of my forehead because I have a post that I looked at. I was trying to find something yesterday on Twitter, and I was looking for my post the day before 2020. The last day of 2019, I tweeted something, and I was just like giddy about this. I was like, it's 2020. It's going to be. And I was just so depressed when I saw that tweet because nobody expected this. You couldn't have told me 2020 was going to start off the way it did.
Hey, they'd have put you in some type of institution if you would have been telling people we just gonna walk around with masks and we was gonna be using sanitizer all day, every day, and wearing gloves, and nobody could have predicted this. Like
nobody, not even. So it's like I'm always gonna have faith and try to be positive, but I think I want to just kind of lay low for 2021. Yeah. I'm gonna start slow. I don't know what he or she gonna do.
Hey, I say use this time wisely, like we talked about earlier. Use this time wisely, people. Please put something behind the music. You know what I'm saying? Like you making music, and that's cool. You're supposed to keep writing, keep booking studio sessions, but start, sitting down, putting video ideas together. Look into your business, get you some management, hook up with some promoters, do something with this time. Don't just, I wrote 80 songs. Okay, now how are those 80 songs going to get to people? You get what I'm saying? Like, you got to think further. What's step 2? You got step 1, you got the creativity, but what about step 2? What about step 3? It's time to make it into a business and plan out your moves. Make your moves make sense.
I totally agree. This has been a great interview. So great that I want to air it on Roku TV next week, because I just
I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
I need people. I just love when people come on here and drop knowledge. Like, it's just not a show where you just laugh. And I'm like, I'm actually here to also help someone, because I know how hard it is being a music manager, and as well as an artist. So I definitely
and you're a radio personality. So it's like you're juggling.
Yeah.
I seen your gram. You be doing modeling and everything. I see you.
Oh yeah. I be all over the place, but
that's a hustler. I respect that. That's a hustler.
One of my slogans is hustlepreneur.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, you better put that on a shirt. Hey, you better put that on some shirts or something.
You know what? Hoodie season coming up.
Let's go.
Okay. So, Lenny, it's been so great. We have to do this again. Or
definitely.
Also, on my show, I have times where I bring people that I've interviewed back on, and I have a special topic that we talk about. And so I also will reach out to you and just keep you in the loop, and we could do something like that just to keep the name surfacing. And when Atlanta opens back up at max capacity as well,
you better come. You
want you to invite me to some of your events, and I'm gonna have. We're trying to do some events where your artists can come out to Houston, and we do some stuff at venues. So I'm all about networking. Okay, so
same here.
We definitely in the loop.
No problem.
So where can people find you on social media?
So, like I said, I'm at Logic Management Services. I'll spell it out. It's right there on the screen, but I'll spell it out. LOGICMGMTSVCS. And like I said, they can look me up there. I put it up there so they can see everything. I try to make sure they can see it all. Got the wristbands, like I said. Got the shirts. Logic Management Services. We doing it all. We got window stickers. We doing it all. We hustling. What'd you say? Hustlepreneurs? We hustlepreneurs over here.
Hustlepreneurs. Hey, y'all already know.
Hey, you better make sure I know about them shirts as soon as they made. I need one ASAP, and I support. So Cash App, PayPal, whatever. Let me know.
Trust me when I say I got you. I just
right.
I appreciate you for coming on the show. And like I said, we will do this again. Send your artists my way, get them interviews, and we're gonna do it from Houston to Atlanta. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. Oh, we locked in. It's go time.
Already. Well, thank you again, Lenny. Y'all make sure y'all check him out. It's gonna be on Roku next Thursday. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate everyone. Someone just said something before I go. Definitely in the loop. All right. Appreciate that. Y'all subscribe to me on YouTube, and I will subscribe back to you guys as well. All right. Thank you so much, Lenny.
Appreciate you.
All right.
Miss Blue, go check her out.